will stop. They'll take this.
They have set in motion, but you know my concern is this would have been a golden opportunity for the police force to really do a decent work. Because, like I said, this particular axis where this thing happened is somewhere that I am so very conversant. I can close my eyes and walk down Yusuf Ilya from the beginning to the end because I know that place so well. I know it so well. Now, those miscreants, there are dark spots that we know where they hang around.
Let me ask Mr. Ehis, these dark spots you are talking about, black spots, have the police raided these places in recent times?
Wow, that's a question that they are the only ones that can answer because what I see, I have not seen them do it. Though somebody said, like in the past 24, 48 hours, there seemed to have been an increase in security patrol in that particular axis where it happened. Having said that, I would also want to quickly talk. You were talking about now. Is it not just a few days ago that sadly, for me, I call it sadly, that the state government constituted a team to check vehicle particulars and license. And sadly, just yesterday, I was driving around town. I saw a policeman fully kitted, battle ready, with one of these their sophisticated arm loaded with triple magazine, being part of
An officer,
a policeman well kitted as in vehicle particulars, licenses. So Danjuma, Abbas, Dangwa. How does this resonate with you? What's been happening in
in the lives of these young children? Somebody somewhere is unregulated, uncommissioned, and unchecked, and that can terminate the life of these children at any given point in time of their lives. It can happen when they become youth corps members. It can happen at the time when they are already employed, because some way, somehow, the value of the life of the Nigerian citizen has not really seemed to be the priority of the Nigerian government.
Yeah.
Now, we are here within this community. There is rarely anybody in this community where there is a divisional police headquarters that can tell you this is the emergency call number of that particular police division. There is rarely anybody in this community who can tell you that he has some level of confidence in the police force, that you call the police into a matter and that you are going to have this matter addressed without you suffering the penalty of having to fund the entire operation of investigation of even the filing of this case. So much so that the confidence to even approach such an institution by the Nigerian people is weak. It is the reason why some of these cases, you don't find citizens going to report these cases, even when they happen. If she had survived, God knows if she had survived, and this one was the only thing taken away from her, certainly this corps member will not be going to the police station to report that matter.
Yeah.
So the entire lack of understanding, and that also goes to the promises that the president made in his inaugural speech to overhaul the security architecture. It have been mere words that have been stated for Nigerians to applaud, but of little significance or effect. Sometime about 7 years ago, there was a circular by the Kaduna state government concerning undeveloped properties, giving an ultimatum for property owners to develop these properties or risk government taking them back. As of today, these uncompleted buildings are still the facilities of use. The communities and the environment is not just suffering just criminality alone. There is also the cases of open defecation, a whole lot of issues that is trying to show that even within urban spaces, there are ungoverned spaces. So it's not about raiding. I do not even support the raiding of individual private citizens who are going about doing their legitimate jobs and duties. But certainly there are places where you know that the hangers-on in these spaces have no business
being there. Yeah. You can imagine.
There is a
Okay.
bank. There is a bank somewhere in Berna here that nearly 24 hours a day you find people hanging around it.
That is a,
And you wonder
that bank is just from where this thing happened. You can
yes,
see the bank.
and even the other bank in Berna, you wonder
the
what
other
it is
major
that
one there.
people are doing hanging around that place,
Connecting
and
to
why
the
it is that it is so condoned. Now, the only measures we have seen government take whenever this crime wave increases is to declare a curfew of the people. How have they been declaring curfew? By 7 o'clock, you will hear that keke riders are being extorted. You will hear that on a daily basis, the motorcyclists are also being extorted. Where we see police functioning is where these extortions are happening.
Before I forget, this is also to call out to the Banawa Police Division. There's a particular, I will not mention name today, but next time I'm surely going to mention name. There's a particular police officer whose stock in trade is to extort motorcyclists and keke riders once it's 7. He is so notorious that ask any Okada operator, that's a commercial bike operators and tricycle operators about the particular person. He's from Banawa Police Division. The DPO needs to call his men to check. Some days, sometime last week, I was with a particular friend of mine who called the DPO. If the DPO will recall, you were called and told the name of a particular person. On that particular day, I was at the friend's office. He is the DG of the Youth Crime Prevention Center. When almost about 18 tricyclists and Okada riders came there. These are youths that he had trained in all several trades. They came there to report a particular police officer. If the DP or anybody is listening, Banawa Division, if they recall, Prince Osita called you the other week. I was there when about 18 people came to report a particular person. You need to do something about that. Let's go on with the program. I just needed to tell the division.
Yeah. No, now that aside, there is this promotion of thuggery that government is doing in the name of deploying. I don't know whether they are tax collectors or they are revenue collectors.
Wow.
The fact that they have allowed for these people to have access to spaces that normally they will be sanctioned and be queried for even loitering around have continued to embolden the spread of this criminality. The lives of people are being put at risk.
Yeah.
You see bikers trying to wiggle their way, avoid them,
And the process
accidents are happening. And who are these people working for? Because certainly we also see that the tickets are not being issued. We also know that they are pocketing money. What is government really doing? So there are a whole lot of issues around what government is really trying to do to safeguard this space. And it also calls to, the attention of the Kaduna Capital Territorial Authority. There is no way we can continue to have all of these hotspots where people are being stabbed, maimed, and killed. And we have surveillance cameras all across the metropolis. As the government has stated, this very administration that has passed has spent Kaduna State money or budgeted Kaduna State money, even though they have not been able to disclose whether it has been expended or not. But the high performances in the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security or Internal Security and Home Affairs, as they call it, is suggesting that Kaduna State have made significant investment around securing the space, CCTV, drones, a whole lot of other gadgets.
Yeah.
We're not seeing it at work. Kaduna State citizens have paid their lives out of the hands of bandits, out of the hands of kidnappers. And there is nobody who has been able to say that there has been any level of documentation to the point of compensation. I know some of the victims of this kidnap incidents, especially those school children in the forestry
school
organization, this in the Mandu,
Afaka,
who even went around to rehabilitate them. I mean, there are only people who are volunteering now, having had that experience themselves, to seek out these kind of individuals and rehabilitate them. Some way, somehow, government is maintaining a blind eye to all of these issues. And why should we be afraid? We should be afraid of the fact that Nigeria is making so much significant investment on her citizens, even though our borders have not been adequately protected to allow for resources meant for Nigerian citizens to be well enjoyed by Nigerians. The government is doing quite significantly, in trying to make sure that human capital development is not overlooked. But notwithstanding, we are unable to still get the kind of output that shows that the lives of our children are going to be safe, whether they are in school or in the house or out there in the playground, wherever it is that they are. Let's not forget that it is not different. These instances and individuals who have done this thing are not still different from the kind of people who killed Deborah in Soko.
Yeah.
And so the Deborah Samuel, right? So the understanding that we are refusing to really see the rot that is happening in our system. Now we are having people who are controlling our street in our absence. Surely, with low level of patrol around the streets and across some of these spaces that I know, me and you know even the spaces in Bernard that you cannot even walk at night. Yeah, and that's even to say the least. And then there is low patrol around that axis, and that means that certainly things are not going on well. There is no way we fight as at today. As at today, you hear gunfire happening next door. Even if there is a policeman in the next property, he will not go out and engage that issue because it is not his beat, and he doesn't also have security communication gadgets to even communicate directly to his
So
the entire issue that we're talking about here is showing that we have a dysfunctional system, especially at the point where service is supposed to be ready.
What's the way out? What's the way out? Because it's not enough for us to talk about it. We must also look at the way out. And looking at the way out starts with, for me, we're trying to go to the root of it. Yes, there's a rot in the system. Yes, they always say the leaders in any particular community is a product of the followers in that community. What are we doing as individuals? I can tell you that the present commissioner of police in Kaduna State is one gentleman, that's CP Musa Yusuf Garba. Can tell you that he's one gentleman that I understand has acquired high-level training in community policing. When it comes to community policing, he, I would say, is one of the few persons that traveled all across the world to acquire the knowledge and skills to develop that particular one. Now, it is time for the CP Musa Yusuf Garba to bring to bear the experience that he has gathered in policing and developing community policing structure and bring it to bear in Kaduna. I feel that's a way forward. I needed to say that because before I forget it, because we actually don't have too much time on our hands. Let us take some calls before we come to proper solutions. Let's also hear what the viewers and listeners feel about what we are discussing this evening. To be part of the program, you need to call the number 0809 799 1989. That's 0809 799 1989 and 0809 4646 206. That's 0809 4646 206. These are the numbers to dial to be part of the program. We have our first call like this. Hello, good evening, and welcome.
Good evening, Danjuma. Good evening, Mike. Good evening.
Yes, Mr. Kure, you're welcome. Let's have your angle to this.
Honestly, it's unfortunate for this small case. If she would have not even come for the NYSC. That's just the plain truth about it. The police have to wake up from their slumber. I know Blast since 2001. And that place is like this in existence for long, and nobody cares to know who are those people that are operating there. You can see that for now. I know that place for a long time, but let the police wake up. Thank God, you know the commissioner of police let him order his men. We want to see from this gate, let them perpetrate those that kids like from there we'll go. We'll get it right. Otherwise, honestly. I have to say the security has the gadget that the Airfly and Corp and Commissioner of Internal Affairs say that they will stick. Where are those sticks? To make sure that they capture those people and they should set example with them. It's unfortunate. In your house, you are not safe. Outside, you are not safe. What is the problem of this country? Who did this thing to us in this country? Nobody can give me that answer. Have a wonderful day for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Kure, for dropping by. And also, for those that be calling in, the number is 009-799-1989. And when you call in, please keep it clean, devoid of profanities. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ground Zero. Hello, good evening. Yeah, good evening. Can you turn down the volume of your radio or TV? Hello? Yes, talk to us. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Sabo.
All right, Mr. Okotie.
Actually, doing justice to this discussion, I want to also appreciate people in the studio there. As said, the police sector has an expert when it comes to police, policing.
Yes.
And honestly, this is like a litmus test for of the states to see it. This happened to me.
Wow.
As a local journalist and filmmaker, I was coming from the location. I was walking to my house. Just as a spot, the lady called me. They engaged me in a fight and collected my phone. But we were still there evidence because I found that anywhere I see her, I will arrest until she produces other girls and the guys that do the same thing. The same thing that happened in July also happened around Sample and the rest. You cannot go to your house. When a place become a place where you go and do your job and then you want to go and rest at home, you cannot get to your house. It doesn't make sense at all. So I think also, I think if there's a reprisal, because the youth in GRA are really angry. They are really, really angry.
Yes.
What if they decide to show the police and decide to come to the streets of this thing? At the end of the day, what are we going to see? We look at it as crisis. Because they are really angry. And then you cannot take laws into your hands. That is why these youth are about it. This is the case of the area for them. They are not happy about it. They still think they travel. It is a place to travel. Everything from 10, 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I wonder if you travel, the details now and the rest. I wonder why they are not, spring into action. Most of them are trying to undermine the job of the commissioner of police. He is a commissioner that has great ambitions when it comes to policing. So I think it's a litmus test to him. And of course, the killers of this girl. You can imagine how who knows where the parents must have put money to take this girl to school.
Yeah.
After graduating, this girl was supposed to come and serve her nation. And so, of course, as a copper, she's already serving her nation. There's some good news to that because of food. Is the food worth her life?
No.
We will not go down on this. We will not relent of the end of this story.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Okotie, for dropping by this morning as we pick our next call. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ground Zero. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Comrade Gabriel. I'm from Kaduna here.
All right, Comrade Gabriel, talk to us.
May Almighty God bless you and all your guys in the studio for giving me all this enlightenment program. Definitely, we surely by the grace of God follow up. Now, what I want to say is that in 2015, even the Northern governors at one of their forum meetings, in fact, there are certain areas that contribute to security. One of them is the poverty, youth unemployment, and lack of industry to create job opportunity for them, for Nigeria. If you see Kaduna now, sir, in fact, this is just a chance play because some people feel themselves for 1 or 2 for a day. We cannot. You can even see that his tendency is last time to see that he released about 3.something billion to see that he settled this retirees, mission and gratuity. I think it's going to even help everyone. Because definitely, and it's good for somebody to talk his family. to land. Just as you are saying, we are best order, let the security agents also take on and make sure that they represent the book. Most of these industries are closed, and I always say, I know how to get it. Because we used to follow people to their houses to make sure that they're taking them to come and even work. So it's so unfortunate. Kaduna is completely closed to Kaduna. Because even I myself I escaped because when I was in KTL, something happened and I wanted to go there. The only people who rescue were the police because you see they are seeking ground to make sure they remove most of these crabs. Everything is completely vandalized. So we don't know what is actually happening in this country. Let the government focus. Billions they spend on this palliative should be used to return most of this industry so that Nigeria will get youth and Nigeria will get jobs to do. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. God to continue to create the youth and the get at the field there for giving us this good program. In Jesus' name.
Thank you so very much, Comrade Gabriel. Let's take this other call. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Mr. Sonny must be speaking.
Say again.
Sonny must be.
Oh, Sonny must be. How you doing? All right. Though your network is breaking up, let's quickly have your take.
All right. My first thing is still on the security issue concerning lady that was found today.
Yeah.
Snatching her phone. Honestly speaking, you see, in the state government, they put it on radio or the media and employ or recruited about 7,000 of these very I think why the people check all this is going on. So I will be surprised now that all these things are happening. Where are the people that were there for such things? You cannot see them. You don't know where those people are people public property. All these things is happening. Every day, this thing is happening and the government is not doing anything about it.
Yeah. Big question. What is the government doing about it? Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. All right. 009-799-1989 and 009-4646-206. Let's take this call. Hello, good evening. All right, Otumba, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. My solution is we have gotten to wrong. I think it's Governor McCarthy that constituted Operation Yachi. You see, we have security posts in each community and internal, we have closer to, where all these things are happening. You understand me? So yes, that is where they should have, developed and maybe capacity to internal before they now grab that Operation Yachi up. That's the only way I think we can get closer to the community so that the security posts should be inside Dangwa so that before anything kicks off, this is the security services that are there will have maybe contributed to us. Because the issue of traditional rulers and Dangwa, we are overpopulated. All these ones in the old days that when you come, somebody will come in today, you will listen to Dangwa prison. We are overpopulated. The only solution, I think, to me, is for us to have community policing and security posts inside the community.
All right.
All these people can manage anything that wants to come up.
All right. Thank you so very much. We'll be linking up with one of our friend and associate. We call him MC Flows. He's having his event this weekend in Kaduna. That's on the 22nd of October here in Kaduna. MC Flows, are you with us this evening?
Yes, sir. Which is, sir? Yes, boss.
All right, MC Flows. You are live on Ground Zero right here on Procyon Radio and Television, and also transmitting on Invicta FM. Tell us about the show, Give Back to God. If you can do that in 1.5 minutes, we'll be so happy.
Yes, sir. Give Back to God is a gospel comedy, music, fashion, exhibition award. It's an event that it has not had taken place before. This is the first person to do that last year, this second edition. And we're doing that at the event center. We're coming with the gospel artists like Chris Morgan. We have comedians like Shirley White, the Damn Madman, Bishop Talk, Chris Talker. We have the Particle, we have Prayer Point, and many more of them. We have gospel artists like Mr. Sam David, and Jeremiah, and we have Marcus G. Plenty of them like that. We have them, you know. So Shirley White, we have plenty of the artists. So the event takes place at Echo Event Center tomorrow Sunday.
Where is that again? Where is, just a minute, take it easy. Where is the event taking place?
At Epitome Event Center, Banawa Shopping Complex.
Okay, Epitome Event Center. What time is it starting?
4:30, the red carpet. May event start by 5:30. We'll be there till 10 o'clock. And we have tickets also, a day pass ticket. We have tickets for 3,000. We have tickets for VIP for 15,000. We have couples table for 50,000. We have family table for 100,000 and 200, 300,000. Gold is 500,000. 1 million platinum.
All right.
Drinks and chops. There's no F word. It's a pure gospel comedy, music, fashion, exhibition. No F word, no gutter word, no insulting. If you're a comedian, crack a joke. If you're a singer, let it glorify God. So that's what we do there. We're trying to bring a different narrative for the secular to a different entertainment of the gospel. So people can be smiling when it's
okay, so this means that families can come in with their children since it's going to be decent and clean jokes.
Exactly.
All right, and it's taking place this Saturday at 4 p.m. Epitome event on Sunday at Sunday.
Epitome Event Center, Banawa Shopping Complex.
All right, thank you so very much, MC Flows. We are definitely going to be there, and want to tell everybody listening and watching us that the Procyon media team is going to be there and being part of Give Back to God. So we'll meet there. You want to quickly give them a phone number to call for more inquiries?
Yes, we have a 070-3383-2090. I repeat, 070-3383-2090 or 080-622-15233. I repeat again, 080-622-15233.
All right, thank you so very much, MC Flows. We are definitely going to be there as we take our next call on the program, our last call today. Hello, good evening. Where are you calling us from? Hello, good evening. You are welcome to Ground Zero. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Good evening. All right, you have 1 minute.
Okay, thank you for your enlightenment. First of all, let me condole the family of the copper killed. The other one here as the whole parents, because it's not because it's accepted to. And I want to advise government to be very vigilant how they take road and because we don't want this type of situation, especially in Promote. All the security agencies protect our roads and bars so that to be free from moving from one place to another. And I would like to thank you people because you are enlightening everybody. Let people tune to Ground Zero, Invicta, and other radio stations so that they will know the happenings in the town. Let government prepare industries and others.
All right.
Ground Zero and Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Chief Sebastian. We'll quickly come to the studio now. 1 minute. What's the solution to this and your parting word?
The fact is, every criminal comes from a house or from a home. Every individual that you see comes from a home. So the first point of call should be your family. Parents, guardian, take a look at your ward. Then secondly, there should be reward and penalties. The security forces are being paid through our money, taxpayers' money. There should be penalty for failure of or breach of security in particular places. If you call the police and they are not able to come, if crime happens in this area, the DPO should be employed, the DPO should be should be demoted, and police officers should be sanctioned. With that, they'll be alive. They'll be alive to calls, they will respond to calls, and they will respond to crimes. And the police should also at least be proactive, take a step, go to black spots, raid black spots, bring out criminals like it used to happen before. That is my take.
Danjuma, Abbas, Dangwa.
I think for the police needs to be more of a service-oriented institution than a revenue-generating institution, because so far it seems that is just the priority. Secondly, communities should take responsibility. Yes, crime happens from a home, but there are homes, there are houses within communities that are not being inhabited by owners of these properties, and they are sometimes, most of the times, even overcrowded to the point that you do not know who these your neighbors are. As much as possible, communities should keep vigilance around that. And then we cannot have a situation where poverty will not bite when government is refusing to pay salaries as and when due. Teachers in Kaduna State today are still being owed salaries.
Wow.
And then you have pensioners that have not received pension. You have people who have served the state government or government and have not received their gratuity even long after they have been forcefully retired out of work. Some of them cannot afford to pay rent. Some of them cannot afford to go buy through a day's meal. And there is no way a government that is serious about the welfare of the people will allow for such things to continue. Lastly, the fact that some people have deliberately killed nightlife in Kaduna have actually exposed the township area to also criminal elements who rule it by night. And as much as possible, this kind of bans and embargo that has made motorcyclists and keke riders really low income earners and have made them begin to look out for alternative of augmenting what it is that they are doing should begin to be having a rethink. And lastly, again, sorry, I've said lastly the second time. Lastly, Kaduna state government should wade into the issue of regulating this issue of returns that cyclists or people using these hire purchases are using. It is biting hard on their bottom line. Certainly, the owners of this property just want their returns and they do not care how these people will source them. And so far, with the increase in fuel prices and the removal of subsidy outrightly, it has become
more difficult.
impossible for these expectations to be met. Government should wade in and
That's
save
about the size
jobs
of the program.
just so that things can get better.
No, lastly.
No last.
Last.
All right. Thank you so very much, Danjuma, Abbas, Dangwa, and Mike Odeh Akatu for having time to be on Ground Zero today. I want to appreciate everybody. Hoping that we've learned a lesson or two from all that transpired today on the program Ground Zero. The space is becoming a little bit more dangerous. The government needs to up its game and secure our lives and properties. And of course, communities need to also play their bits and play their roles, not leaving the families out of this. I sincerely thank the management and staff of Invicta FM for this opportunity, not forgetting Wisdom Agulana and of course Nifemi Onibiyo, who's uploading and who's uplinking signals from Procyon Media Center to Invicta FM. And from the Procyon Media Center here, I want to thank Samuel ID Idoga, the one that we call Crack. He's in charge of our entertainment package in the evenings. And not forgetting also, I say, Agbon, she did stage and studio management today. And of course, for sound, we have Mike Praise. Not forgetting Humphrey Ilore. And of course, also he said Agbon. She handled ICT and the video uplink and editing, VTR. FOC Agbon also was in charge of fixing a thing or two. And of course, the production lead, Sarah Agbon. I thank you all for today's program. My name is Ehis Agbon. We'll be on Tuesday next week. Meanwhile, go subscribe to @ProcyonRTV on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course, Thread, because of the big giveaway that we are unveiling next week. To subscribe to benefit from that, just go to Procyon @ProcyonRTV on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of the handles, and be part of it. To have a pleasant weekend, and of course, remember to keep shining. like the star that you are,